So you're trying to run fast, and you're like, okay, all I gotta do is find a hill, run as fast as I can, then I'm gonna run faster, right? Nah, not exactly. There's way more that goes into it, and that's what we're gonna talk about in this video. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we're going to talk about hills. Now when it comes to hills, it can be very beneficial, especially at times when you don't have a weight room. If you run them fast and you run them and you don't get as much rest, you're going to get a great workout, you're going to feel it, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to run faster. So we're going to talk about who can benefit from the hill, who can get hurt from the hill, not necessarily body, but whose time can get slow from the hill, and as well as how you should do the hill. All right, so who can benefit from the hill? Benefit from the hill depends on your goal specifically. So if you have a goal to lose weight, yeah, you can benefit from it. But like I said, we're gonna talk more on sprints, okay? So a weaker athlete can benefit from the hill, especially when they lack a weight room. So if you're not necessarily super strong, if you're one of the people that, just says, I don't lift that much weight, you don't like the weight room, sprinting up a hill using somewhat of a sled, but let's stick to hills, is going to be beneficial for that type of athlete. Now, most athletes can do it and still see some benefit for it because, like I said, it has a tremendous benefit fitness-wise. But going into sprinting and acceleration, the weaker athlete will benefit from doing hills more so than someone that's really strong. Now, the athlete that doesn't benefit from the hill as much for acceleration is athletes that are already super strong. If you're already coming out the blocks, you're really quad dominant, you love going up a hill, and you run first in hill, let's take the hill away from it and see how you run on flat ground, all right? Now, an athlete like that can very much so benefit from the hill still if they use it in contrast, but if they just fall in love with the hill and all they do is hills, and just because they're good at it, that's not gonna help them run faster, especially when it comes past that 10 to 20 meters or yards, depending on what sport you're in. They're gonna start slowing down tremendously because all they're used to using is their power and their strength. So they need to transfer it over to really start running. Now, the reason the first athlete and the second athlete, one can benefit and one can't, because one of them is using more muscle fibers, which forces him to use things that he's not used to. The other one is using the same amount of muscle fiber that he's used to using, but he's very strong already. So if I'm going up a hill and I'm running, and I'm not used to using more of these muscles, I'm gonna recruit more. So my body's gonna be forced to, adapt to that. But if I'm already used to it, what adaptation am I getting? I'm not adapting to anything harder. I'm just doing what I'm already used to. And plus, if I'm already doing weights, so if you're already doing weights and you're doing a whole lot of other things that you apply resistance to, a hill is not necessarily gonna benefit you. And it can hurt you because your body can get used to spending too much time on the ground. If all you're doing is hills, and for that 10 to 20 yards, you're gonna be used to spending more time on the ground and not necessarily be used to applying that force to the ground and going forward. So that's what you wanna start working on if you're the second athlete. The first athlete, they love to do that. They're already running. They're probably a smaller guy, not necessarily as strong, not a really big weight room guy, but they're used to moving their legs faster. The other guy, not so much. He's used to, which, shoot, you'll beat that guy going up a hill, but when it comes straight down, you're not gonna beat him. And this is not only talking from knowledge, but experience. I used to be that guy that can, go up a hill, beat everybody going up a hill, and then when we finish up the hill, we go into straight ground, they be right next to me, and then when we start opening up, they start leaving me. So I'm like, yo, what's going on? They were decent at starting. I was really good at starting, but they were way better at running that top end speed because they actually ran on the ground, not necessarily just saying, I'm going to run a hill because I'm strong, all right? The benefit of it only matters how you do it. You wanna use the hill for one of three things: to apply more force to the ground, to work on your mechanics, whether it be, front side mechanics, or to bring your feet back to the ground faster. How an athlete runs up the hill is very important. So when I'm running up the hill, I want to run up the hill like I'm running on the ground. Yeah, it's just weird, right? So you're running uphill like you're running here. If you do that, then from there it transfers over much better. What you want to avoid, and one of the biggest things I see athletes do, especially the athletes that are really strong, just powerful, they tend to run behind them, which makes them run slower. Yeah, you're applying more force, but at the same time, you're catching yourself every single time. That doesn't transfer over well when you're talking about, I'm going to run in a straight line. When you're running like this, you're falling. Look at your body mechanics. If you've seen people run like this, and they sometimes get out pretty good, but then after 20 meters, 30 meters, once that acceleration ends, they look like they're running backwards because they don't have that front side mechanics. Now, ideally, you'd want to run like this. You want to start lifting up and running. Now, like I said, not necessarily lifting like you're running flying 30, but you want to start running like you're running on the ground. Just keep it in front of you, nice and smooth. You're still applying force to the ground, and you're still going forward. So you're doing it like you're doing on the ground. If you were to tilt the video, it looks like it's no hill. That's ideally how you would want to run. You can also use it as assistance for technique or plyos. I love the hill. You can use it to get faster by doing some plyos up it. So when you land, you're here instead of landing here. So now you still apply the plyometric force, but you're not landing and putting too much pressure on your joints. So that's a beneficial way that you can use the hill to also improve on explosion, and that can transfer over to acceleration, and that can work for anybody because it's not just you running up a hill really slow. You can also use it for drills. When you're doing the drill like a high knee, going up the hill, that's gonna teach your body to run in front of you, get to the ground faster, and you can actually minimize ground contact. That's another way that it can be beneficial for someone. You can teach your body to hit the ground faster and switch, pop, 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 pop. Of course, you're not gonna run up the hill as fast, but you're gonna be able to see the benefits of it, and that's gonna transfer over to you running faster at the end of the day. Also remember, if you're trying to use hills for maximum speed, meaning maximum acceleration for you to be able to run as fast as possible, get maximum recovery. Don't just go up and down the hill to get tired. That's gonna get you tired, yes. That can get you in shape, yes, but that's not gonna get you faster. So if you wanna get faster, train like you're trying to get faster and more explosive, fully recover, and you're gonna be good. If you don't fully recover, you're gonna feel like you're dead, but you're not gonna get any faster. So trust me on this. If you run them and get maximum recovery, I would say a minute for every 10 to 15 meters till you feel kind of good, you're good. If you do that and you don't kill yourself with them, you're gonna get the most out of it and you're gonna benefit from it. You're gonna get faster. There's other training methods that you can say, okay, well, I'm gonna run up and down the hill, but it's always a method to the madness. So if you're an athlete and you're doing that, you might be doing anaerobic capacity. So understand your program, understand your coach's program. Also, there's a reason why you're doing what you're doing. If you have a reason and a method why you're doing what you're doing, then it's understandable. But if you're just doing it just because you think that's the way, do a little more research on it. Follow this page. I'll have more information. Now, hopefully you all were able to get some benefits from this video. If you did, if you have any questions, put them down below. Like, comment, subscribe, share with someone, especially around this time. We don't have accessibility to a lot of things, but most people can go out and see a hill. And if you're running up a hill, like I said, anyone can benefit from it, but how you do them is very important. So share it with somebody, especially the athletes that are trying to get in shape or trying to stay in shape or trying to get faster. You know, it's gonna be very beneficial for y'all. All right, show love, peace.